Welcome to the Per Peasants Podcast. I am your host, Brian Dussault, and I just watched The Social Dilemma. And I highly suggest it. And I highly recommend watching it with an open mind. And you don't have to accept everything it says, but watching it raises questions, raises awareness, and it's about how social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google, YouTube, anything like that, it is watching your every movement. It is watching you, how long you are looking at a picture, if you're going back to a picture, if you're liking it, if you're seeing other pictures like it, if you're looking at pictures of your ex, picture of a girl or a boy you like, pictures of sexuality, pictures of cars, pictures of gear, music gear, all kinds of stuff. Anything that you look at, it records that and it throws it back at you so it can keep you on the screen longer so they make money. This is why they throw advertisements at you to make money. And we know this. Like on YouTube, we'll see ads. We'll see ads on the commercial, ads at the store. Like, we understand these things because they're not as complex. They use marketing strategies to position certain items in the store to catch your eye and certain colors to produce a mood, and they put it on sale so you buy it. So we understand that thing. They understand human emotions to persuade people to buy it. But in social media, it's a lot more complex than that. There are algorithms based on every single one of us. We all have an algorithm in the system because we all have a profile, and it stores everything we see. And everything is designed to keep us on our devices, on our social media. Or else they wouldn't produce more phones all the time. They're better, faster, and they slow down old phones. So there's a reason why they want to keep you on, because you use it. So of course you're going to buy the new one because it's something you use. It's a good investment. Same with social media. You're always on it, and it's a way to keep you on it. And it makes sense from a business standpoint. But the problem is, are we in control of what we perceive? Or are we letting social media control us, control our thoughts? That's the issue. Are we believing everything we see? Because that's what they're telling us. And it's the only thing we see because we Google it, and then the Google will remember your algorithm. So you type in something, Google's going to remember that, and it's going to show you things that are like that. That's why in social media it'll say recommended videos, because it's videos based on what you've seen. So that's why it's important to, when you go to YouTube, you go there with a purpose. So, I don't know, maybe you want to fix something on your car, so you literally type that in to fix that. You use it as an extension to learn, an extension to your real world. You don't just mindlessly go on there, and that's what the companies want you to do. They want you to scroll, because the more you scroll, the more manipulation you get. And on my Instagram, I see that I like videos on there on my feed or posts on there that I have never liked. And I've brought this up before, and someone was like, well, maybe you accidentally liked it while scrolling. I'm like, okay, I can understand one, maybe two. But I'm seeing this often. So it's like using my profile to like other pictures, and it's like it's trying to trick me into another algorithm to stay on. And it's girls on there. I don't like girl pictures. I don't ever like it. Cuz I don't show validation like that. I don't drool over women like that. So like I know I'm not liking these pictures. And sex sells. It's a great way to sell. That's why they sell most things on commercials. So it's like trying to trick my algorithm. And I'm not going to let it do that, you know? I'm going to be on with a purpose. I'm going to post with a purpose. I'm going to research with a purpose. Now, the problem we can all get into is only researching one side. So we have to have the hard conversations. We have to view the other side. Or how else are we going to know we're wrong? We're always trying to find how we're right. We're never trying to find how we're wrong. So that's why it's important to have the hard conversations in relationships with people without being on attack mode, without being toxic, without pointing the finger. There's a great quote. When you point a finger, you point one finger, but 3 fingers are pointing back at you. Remember that. That's why we need to listen. We need to understand. We need to have empathy. We need to compromise. We need to have compassion. That's how we work in this world. This is how we work as a species. We're supposed to be all together. We're supposed to work with each other. And we can't do that when we're pointing you. It needs to be how I feel. This is how I feel. This is what I think. And when you do that, you start a conversation that makes the other person say, oh, I never thought of it that way. This is how I think. And then you get a different opinion. Something that's natural. Something that's not so much what a book tells you, so much what a YouTube video tells you. You get someone's honest opinion on their feelings, on their life experience. It's really important. This is how you apply knowledge, which is wisdom. It's super important. That's why the hard conversations are hard, because it hits you in a place that you try not to go. When you're told that you're wrong, or you're told that you did something that hurts, or something that is negative, it makes you feel outcasted. It makes you feel like wrong. And no one likes that feeling. But imagine you are wrong and you never thought of it that way. And now you can start to think a little differently, because maybe you got into a rabbit hole, or maybe you just followed the wrong people. I say this all the time, you're the average of the 5 people you're around most. So that's the same with the algorithms and online and all that. Whoever you're looking at and researching the most, you're the average. So that's why it's important to really understand your average. What is your average? And to think outside the box, and really, what does it mean to be here alive? Does it mean to be in technology? Does it mean to be paranoid? Does it mean to be like leaving your footprint on this earth? Or like, what do you think it means? Me personally, I think it means being in the present moment and enjoying the time I have, because tomorrow is never promised. Because anyone can die at any moment. Because I want to raise my kids to be their own person, not me trying to make them think like I do. I want them to tell me what they think. I want them to raise themselves, and I'm just here to parent them, to not let these algorithms take control over them, to know that they can follow their dreams and passions and work hard in life to get what they want, instead of just being numb in this world. That's the scary thing, being numb. That's what I see everywhere I go. See people always in their phone, not having conversations, but showing memes. We're in the meme culture. We're looking at funny videos. We're avoiding the hard conversations is what we're doing, so we're not growing consciously. We're the same humans 10,000 years ago. Got the same parts, same brains. But we are humans of experience, and we're in a numbing society. We're not growing, and it would be scary if we stay numb for the rest of human civilization and let the 1% pull the strings. They know what they're doing, but the funny thing is they're numb too, because they fall to their own products they make. And it's a constant feedback loop. We make tools, and our tools, we use our tools, and our tools use us. That's what we have always done since the dawn of time, since we made spears. So we have to be conscious about what we're doing, a little more conscious. I don't expect everyone to be like me. I just want everybody to understand. That's all. To be their own person. And I think what happened with me was I was numb, so I can't accuse anyone. I still get numb. I still fall into it, for sure. But when I get disrupted in life, that's when I start asking questions. Is this how life really is? So, like, when I'm disrupted in my loop, then I'm go, oh, so, all right, I have a problem in life. Let's figure this out. Let's read books. Let's look at other people that had the same problem. This is the conversations that we have. And I think for the most part, people want that, and people do that, but we fall into these traps of always being connected on our phone, the notifications, the dings. It like is a dopamine, like I have to check. It's like crack. It's the equivalent. You have to check your phone because you hear a notification. That's why in my friend group, we make it a priority not to be on our phones. That's why I don't have notifications except for text messages and calls. And I keep it to close people. I don't have a ton of friends with all their numbers and that I talk to so I feel popular, you know. I have people that are close in my life and my phone. And you do whatever you want. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. But I'm just saying, when we do hear these dings, it's for a reason. Our phones are set up for a reason, so we're constantly on it, so they can constantly make money. And it is good. I would not be where I am in life if it wasn't for technology. I wouldn't have all what I know and all the music, and I love technology more than I don't like it. It's not that I don't like it at all. It's how you use it, you know? So we have to watch what we want to watch. Don't watch what they want you to watch, basically. So, Social Dilemma, yeah, check it out. It's cool. It's nice to hear that other people are questioning what's going on and have the hard conversations. If you have kids, like, this is something that's important to think about, you know? When should they start using social media? Should you limit their time? Do you want Netflix to teach your kids? Do they grow up? Is it their babysitter? YouTube Kids, you want that to be their babysitter? Do you want to hand them a video game to quiet them down because they're full of energy? Or do you want them to go outside or maybe go for a walk, or, you know? And it's okay to do that. I grew up playing video games. I grew up playing Nintendo and Sega and then Dreamcast. Like, I grew up with that stuff. But, like, social media didn't... I was not on social media till high school. And I think that's when it actually really started. So, I knew what it was. But if you're born into the Matrix, how do you know you're in the Matrix? That's the thing. So, technology is going to help us just as much as it's going to manipulate us. That's the thing. Just don't get manipulated. People can manipulate you, but you can also be manipulated without even knowing it. So, maybe it's not the people as much as we think, like narcissists and people that try to manipulate you, try to make you do things. Maybe they're learning that from what's in their algorithm. That's how they perceive and see life, so that's how they're going to live life. The mind can't tell the difference between thought and reality, what it sees and what it perceives. What it sees is what it perceives. So, maybe humans aren't as awful as we think. There are bad and good people. I would like to think there's way more good than bad. You know, there are the Genghis Khans and the Hitlers and the Stalins. But for the most part, I'd like to think people think they're good. But we can be manipulated, and it's the bad people that are trying to manipulate us, and they're the ones that are going to work hard to get and use social media to manipulate us. That's the thing. So, we have to stand up for ourselves, for what we believe in, and don't get carried away. No one is right. I'm not right. You're not right. No one is right. There's no such thing as 100% certainty, even in science. A fact is just something that has been proven over and over and over and over, but it can still be disproven, you know? So even a fact isn't 100%. For example, if you have a pencil, you drop it, falls to the ground. Gravity is a fact. But that was done before we knew there was like outer space and stuff. You do it in space, and then all of a sudden, it's not dropping. You go on another planet. Gravity acts differently. So like, that's the thing. There's so many variables. So that's why it's important just to, instead of proving that you're right all the time, just enjoy what we have in this moment. And that's the good thing about social media, is you get to enjoy it. You get to, that's probably the reason why it was made. A social networking to network and enjoy the people that are not right in front of us physically. It's just a different realm, you know? You get to apply the same purpose in your life. Enjoy in the web when you're connected. So stay connected. We're all interconnected in real life. So just make sure social media is the extension of yourself versus being manipulated by social media. And then you apply that into your real world. That's the thing. That's what this film raises, you know? So instead of me babbling on, I'm going to sign off. And if you've seen this movie, The Social Dilemma, let me know what you think of it. And let me know what you think of this video. What are your thoughts? I'd like to know. All right. Peace.